James Franco and his actress-girlfriend Isabel Pakzad packed on the PDA as they enjoyed a sun-soaked getaway together in Mykonos on Sunday. While taking a dip in the crystal-clear ocean, the Academy Award nominee, 43, flaunted his chiseled chest while donning a pair of grey swim shorts. After tanning on a lounge chair under a large umbrella, the couple cooled off in the water, where they engaged in a passionate make-out session. Franco and Pakzad were unable to keep their hands off one another as they shared a romantic smooch and frolicked along the shore. Pakzad, who showed off her incredibly toned physique in a barely there, beige bikini, looked completely in her element as she splashed around. The pair looked happier than ever as they showed off their continued blossoming romance as they hugged, kissed, and swam around. James and Isabel reportedly started dating in November 2017 but have kept their romance predominantly out of the spotlight. At the time, it was believed that James chose not to go public with the news he was dating Isabel given that he had found himself making headlines for alleged sexual misconduct just weeks into their romance. It was claimed that the Hollywood star had previously been abusing his power as an acting teacher in a sexually exploitative manner, People reported in January 2018. In late June, news broke that Franco agreed to pay $235 million to settle a lawsuit brought by two of his former students, according to a settlement. Actresses and ex-students Sarah Tyler Kaplan and Tony Gall alleged in a 2020 lawsuit that Franco coerced them into sexual situations against their will, under the guise of it being part of an acting course. The class action lawsuit also named Franco's partners in the school, Vince Jolivet and Jay Davis. As part of the settlement, Tyler Kaplan would receive $670,500, and Gall would receive $223,500, both minus attorney fees. The remaining $1,341,000 goes to other students in the school, which had locations in New York and Los Angeles, unless they opt out of the settlement. Franco, Jolivet and Davis continue to deny the allegations in the complaint, but they acknowledge that plaintiffs have raised important issues, according to a public statement section in the settlement. And all parties strongly believe that now is a critical time to focus on addressing the mistreatment of women in Hollywood. All agree on the need to make sure that no one in the entertainment industry, regardless of sex, race, religion, disability, ethnicity, background, gender or sexual orientation, faces discrimination, harassment or prejudice of any kind. Tyler Kaplan tweeted after news of the settlement broke that she's not commenting on the settlement except to say, "I'm very lucky to finally have a strong support system. I hope soon my focus can just be on making movies. That's all I've ever wanted." Tyler Kaplan and Gall said in the class action lawsuit that Franco and his partners engaged in widespread inappropriate and sexually charged behavior towards female students by sexualizing their power as a teacher and an employer by dangling the opportunity for roles in their projects. They argued they were victims of fraud, paying $300 a month for an acting school opened by Franco and his business partner Jolivet in 2014. The women, whose ages aren't clear and weren't disclosed in the settlement, further alleged that those who were willing to disrobe in front of Franco and his friends were given special treatment. Franco's attorneys have previously denied the claims in the suit as false and inflammatory, legally baseless and brought as a class action with the obvious goal of grabbing as much publicity as possible for attention-hungry plaintiffs. As part of the settlement, Tyler Kaplan and Gall dropped their claims without prejudice, with other members of the class given roughly 2 months to opt out should they choose to further pursue their case. Any unclaimed monies would be contributed to the National Women's Center. There were no criminal charges brought in regard to the allegations. The disaster artist actor allegedly took advantage of his role as instructor by persuading female students to disrobe and/or engage in sexually charged stage scenes with the suggestion they would get cast in one of his projects. James and his partners in the school, Vince Jolivet and Jay Davis, through the Academy and their various production companies, opted to sexualize their power and fame by dangling opportunities to students. Both Jolivet and Davis, who are cousins, are alleged to have recruited women along with various other scouts tasked with the job of seeking out young, naive women between the ages of 17 and 24 because these women would not know how the film industry functioned, the suit claims. The school's 2-year program promised to teach students the Meisner method, as practiced by Franco, while giving them the ability to audition and be hired as talent for Rabbit Bandini Productions, the suit claims, making a reference to one of the actor's production firms, all the while sexually exploiting and humiliating female students and actors. The complaint alleges that monthly tuition fees were used to fund Franco's productions, which it said violates California's pay-for-play regulations, and lured students in by providing them false hopes of acquiring job opportunities. The alleged incidents are purported to have taken place in 2014, the same year the school opened in Los Angeles, as well as with a location in New York. Tyler Kaplan enrolled in the school in February of that year and Gall in April. The school ultimately closed in 2017. According to documents related to the case, Franco offered roles in films he was either producing or directing in exchange for the actresses performing explicit scenes or engaging in sexually charged auditions for him. Tyler Kaplan and Gall's suit alleged that the Franco eschewed current film industry guidelines for nude scenes. Documents from the case say that Franco routinely pressured to engage in simulated sex acts that went far beyond the standards in the industry. Gall claims that she was denied entry to a special sex scenes masterclass for expressing her concern over the class. She was told by a male employee to grow thicker skin and stop being so sensitive, the suit claims. Meanwhile, Tyler Kaplan says she was permitted to join the class and was also given roles in Franco productions, but only after required to shoot nude scenes or sex scenes. Tyler Kaplan and 2 other women first aired their sexual misconduct allegations in 2018 in light of the #MeToo movement that swept Hollywood, just after Franco won a Golden Globe for his film The Disaster Artist. She tweeted, "Hey James Franco, nice #time's up pin at the #Golden Globes. Remember a few weeks ago when you told me the full nudity you had me do in 2 of your movies for $100 per day wasn't exploitative because I signed a contract to do it? Time's up on that."